June 13, 1944. Around 9 a.m. Villers-Bocage, Normandy, France. The morning is quiet. British tanks and half-tracks stretch along a narrow road, their crews believing the hardest fighting is already behind them. Just 1 week after D-Day, the famed 7th Armored Division, the Desert Rats, pushes inland, expecting to outflank German defenses and open the road to Cannes. Then, without warning, the silence shatters. A single 88mm shell tears through the lead vehicle. Seconds later, another British tank erupts into flames. Confusion spreads through the column. Engines roar. Men dive for cover. Smoke swallows the road. Somewhere only 200 meters away, hidden behind trees and thick Norman hedgerows, one Tiger I heavy tank begins moving forward. Its massive engine growls beneath the camouflage as its commander commits to a decision that will change the course of the battle. Military doctrine says no commander should attack an entire armored column alone. The odds are impossible. One tank against dozens. No supporting infantry. No coordinated assault. Just one commander making a desperate decision that could either end in instant destruction or become legend. Within minutes, vehicles burn from one end of the road to the other. Thick black smoke rises into the Normandy sky as ammunition explodes and shattered vehicles block the narrow road. The confident British advance grinds to a sudden halt, replaced by confusion, panic, and desperate attempts to fight back. One of the most dramatic armored ambushes of the Second World War is unfolding. Yet the biggest question remains unanswered. How can a single Tiger tank stop an entire British armored column in just 15 minutes? But this story doesn't begin on the streets of Villers-Bocage. The commander inside that Tiger I is SS Hauptsturmführer Michael Wittmann, one of Germany's most experienced tank aces. By June 1944, he has already earned a formidable reputation on the Eastern Front, where his aggressive tactics and exceptional gunnery have made him one of the Wehrmacht's most celebrated armored commanders. Now the war has come to Normandy. The Allied landings have forced German forces into a desperate defensive campaign. Every road leading toward Cannes becomes critical. If the British break through, the entire German position could begin to collapse. Early that morning, Wittmann's unit receives reports of British armor advancing toward Villers-Bocage. Many German tanks are unavailable due to mechanical problems or fuel shortages. Waiting for reinforcements risks allowing the British to seize the town uncontested. Wittmann makes a decision few commanders would consider. He attacks immediately. There is no time to organize a larger counterattack. Every passing minute gives the British more time to strengthen their position and continue advancing toward Cannes. Driving his Tiger directly toward the exposed British column, he takes full advantage of surprise. The Tiger's thick armor and powerful 88mm gun give it a significant advantage against many British armored vehicles at close range. The attack begins before the British fully understand what is happening. The first shots strike the lead and rear vehicles, trapping much of the British column on the narrow road. As confusion spreads, Wittmann continues advancing, engaging tanks, half-tracks, and other vehicles in rapid succession. Smoke and fire quickly consume the once orderly convoy. British crews scramble to respond, but many are caught while halted or maneuvering through the confined streets. Burning fuel, exploding ammunition, and thick black smoke create a battlefield where visibility disappears within moments. Every second adds to the chaos. The fighting spills into Villers-Bocage itself. British anti-tank guns attempt to stop the Tiger, while surviving tank crews desperately search for firing positions. Several German accounts describe Wittmann driving directly through the town, engaging targets at extremely close range as the battle rages around him. Eventually, the Tiger is disabled after suffering damage during the engagement, forcing Wittmann and parts of his crew to abandon the vehicle. They escape on foot and make their way back to German lines. Although the British retain parts of the town for a time, the surprise attack has already shattered their momentum. German reinforcements soon arrive, fierce fighting continues throughout the day, and the British eventually withdraw from Villers-Bocage. The engagement becomes one of the most debated tank battles of the Normandy campaign. Historians continue to examine the exact number of vehicles destroyed by Wittmann himself, but one fact remains undisputed. his sudden attack transformed a confident British advance into one of the most famous armored ambushes of the Second World War. When the smoke finally clears over Villers-Bocage, the road is littered with burned-out tanks, shattered vehicles, and the remains of an offensive that only hours earlier had seemed unstoppable. The battlefield stands silent, scarred by fire, twisted steel, and the cost of one extraordinary engagement. The battle does not change the outcome of World War II. Allied forces continue their advance across Normandy, and less than a year later Nazi Germany surrenders. Even so, the events at Villers-Bocage leave an enduring mark on the history of armored warfare. Villers-Bocage earns a lasting place in military history. For soldiers and historians alike, it becomes a case study in how surprise, decisive leadership, terrain, and timing can briefly outweigh overwhelming numerical superiority. It also reminds future commanders that even the most powerful weapons depend on the judgment of the people who command them. Michael Wittmann's actions remain the subject of discussion decades later. Admirers point to his tactical skill, while historians also place the battle within the broader context of a war that ultimately ends in Germany's defeat and immense human suffering. His story continues to be studied, debated, and remembered from multiple historical perspectives. The burning road outside Villers-Bocage becomes more than the story of one tank. It is a reminder that in war, a single decision can alter the course of a battle, even if it cannot alter the course of history. Sometimes, a few extraordinary minutes leave a legacy that lasts for generations. Some battlefields are remembered for the armies that fought there. Others are remembered because, for 15 unforgettable minutes, one tank changed everything. The war moved on, history took its course, but the events at Villers-Bocage remain one of the most remarkable armored engagements ever recorded.